Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System 22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we had a great question. Somebody spotted this little film strip on one of our other builds the other day and asked what gallery it was. It's not actually a gallery, it's just a bunch of image modules in some columns that I put together here. And of course they'll pop out into Lightbox, do whatever you want to do. And this is great for building small collages. It's no good for actually building, if you're a photographer and you've got hundreds of images, it's not going to work for you. But if you want to build small little collages, you can get some great little things done very easily. I'll show you how to do this in a moment. And also by using specialty sections and things like that, you can put together all kind of different collages like this one down here, different shapes and sizes. Really easy to do, no coding involved in any of this today. So let's get started. I'm going to enable the Visual Builder. Once enabled, let's go down to where we want to work. Here's our section. If I click on it, let's delete it, blue tab for the section, and we'll start from scratch. Great, well, I've got two little sections here. Let's put it in between. I'm going to click on the top section. Little blue button's going to pop up. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to add a new section. I'm going to make it a regular section. It's going to prompt us to add a row. Let's add a row with 6 columns. And I'm going to use an image module. Just roll this up here so we can see what's going on. And we'll choose an image by clicking on the placeholder. And let's chuck that little image in right there. Great. Now we want to set this image up now like we want all of our images. In other words, if we want them to open in a Lightbox, we want to set it up in our first one here by going to the link, opening Lightbox. If you want it to have a colored overlay, you can do that in Design. In Overlay, just switch it on. And we'll make the overlay icon color white. I'll take the opacity down to about 50% because I don't want it too bright or a bit of the image to show through. And the color, overlay color, I'm going to make black. And again, I'm going to drag that opacity down. So you got a hint of the image through there. And I'm going to change my icon to an eye icon. Let's just pop that one in there. Fantastic. Okay, what I'm going to do now is copy this image to all of our other empty columns here. I'm going to go to back-end mode to do that. Hit the little purple button. Wireframe view. Takes us to the back end. I quite like to use this for repetitive tasks as it's a lot quicker. I'm just going to clone this. Drag one of them across. Rinse and repeat. And again, I'm just hitting the two little boxes, grabbing one, doesn't matter which one, with my left mouse, releasing it where I want to put it. And the last one, two little boxes, just drag this one across. Like I say, they're identical. Great. Well, let's flip back to desktop mode now. And there we have our little 6 images. But I want them to actually be touching each other. I don't want any space top and bottom because I want to add another row underneath. So let's fix that. I'm going to click on the row. I'm going to go into it. To get rid of the space below and around, it's called gutter width. We can go over to Design. I'm in the row here, to Sizing. Use Custom Gutter Width. Now switch that to on. If I drag it all the way down to 1, they'll be touching. 2, little less gap. 3, normal gap. 4, bigger gap. So I'm going to take it down to 1, and as you can see, they're touching there. That's great. But I want my little film strip to touch both sides of the screen, whatever screen we're looking on. To do that, while we're in our row Design and Sizing here, we can go to Width down below, slide the slider up to 100%. We can copy this, Control C, and paste it in the max width down below, or you can just type it in there if you prefer. We've now got a full width row. Fantastic. Our row's got 6 images in it. They're going to pop out into light boxes when we hover over them. But of course, we don't want the same images in there. Now, if we hover over this row now, we've still got a gap, top and bottom. I don't want any space top and bottom at all. So let's go back in there. To get rid of that spacing, over in design, I'm going to go to spacing this time. Put a 0 in, padding top. Hit the chain for padding bottom. Great. Now, depending on how many you want in your little row here, that's fine. If you just want one row, that's great. If you want more, let's duplicate. I think I had 3 rows in mine. So let's just click on this image one more time. I'm going to duplicate it twice. There's once. There's twice. Just roll up a little bit so we can see everything. I'm going to do exactly the same for each of these in this column. Once, twice. I'll quickly pause this to get the rest of this done. I'm doing exactly the same thing. Great. So we've got a little row of 18 images in a film strip here. But of course, we don't want the same image in each one. So we just need to go through and change things now. So again, I'm going to click on the next image. We'll go in there, switch it out. And we've already got the link set. And we've already got the overlay set. Now, when you hover over some of these things, there's our little icon and our overlay. You're going to get a little pop-up. There it says Help Desk, because that's the name of this image. If you don't want to see anything when they hover over it, you can simply go in there, go to Advanced, down to Attributes. There it is. Either change it to something else that you like, or select it and delete it. And that way, you'll have nothing pop up when they hover over it. They can just click on it and pop out into a light box. So I'm going to do the same for the rest of these images, and we're done. Okay, great. Well, I just changed out the image on the last one there. Let's save our changes here. I think before I actually save, I can see that my section here has got a bit of space top and bottom just to skinny it up a bit. I'm going to take that away just to show you what's going on. If I click on the section, blue tab up here, if I give it a black background, you can see our section actually stretches up here. I want it to be flush with the top and bottom of our little film strip there. So to do that, we can go into our design, down to spacing, do exactly what we did before. Just put a 0 in the top for the padding, hit the chain for the bottom, and we've got no more gap there. We've got a nice little tight film strip there. Let's make sure this is all going to work on the front end. Then I'll show you how to manipulate a specialty section to make a collage. Save draft or publish if you're ready. Let's exit the Visual Builder. Let's roll down where our little film strip is. There we go. When we hover over, we've got that little dark overlay. Got the eyeball icon. We can pop it out into a light box. And it's the same for the rest of them. And that's a really nice little eye-catching feature to have on your site. Like I say, if you want to put the time in, you can make some amazing little collages in film strips. Like I say, it's not going to work if you've got hundreds and hundreds of photos. This is not the way to do it. You'd want to use a gallery plugin of some sort. But you can make some wonderful things this way. Now, just before I finish, I'll show you how to manipulate a specialty section to get different layers as well. Let's enable the Visual Builder again. And we'll roll down to where we want to work. And let's click on our little film strip here. I'm going to add a new section, a little blue button. This time, let's add a specialty section. I'm going to choose this one here. You can change the amount of rows that you have going on there. And it's going to prompt us to put in some rows. I'm going to put 2 columns in this one. And I bet you can guess what we're going to do. I'm going to add an image module. In fact, let's scratch that. The easiest way to do this is just trash this module. Let's just grab one from above. That way we've got all our settings. So I'm going to click on one of the modules above here. Let's just duplicate it. And we'll drag one of them down. Doesn't matter which one. They're both identical there. And let's go to back-end mode and just fill this out. Again, I'm going to hit the little purple button. There's our existing fill strip. I'm going to clone this one again. And again, and fill up these 2 columns here. And we'll take one more, pop in this column over here. Great, well, let's go back there desktop view. And we'll roll down. We've got our images in there. And again, I don't want any gaps. I don't want any gutters, any space here. So to get rid of that, we've got a row here. We can go into the row and do the same as we did before. Over to design. Let's just move this over here so you can see what's going on. Sizing, custom gutter width. We'll switch that to on. We'll drag it all the way down to 1 so that they're touching here. And I've also got a bit of space top and bottom on this row. I know you can't see it, but if I put a background in this row, there's a bit of space top and bottom. I want to get rid of that. So I'm going to go into my design now. Spacing, you know how to do that. Just put a 0 in the top, hit the chain, it'll do the bottom too. Fantastic. Now, as this is a specialty section, this has got no row in it. So to remove the guttering from this, it's column 2 over here. We need to go into the section itself. This time it's an orange tab because it's a specialty section. And again, just so you can see what's going on, let's give it a background. That's our whole section right there. To get rid of the gutters and padding on this, we need to go to our design and spacing again. But if we roll down, we've got column 1, which is the 4 that we've got there, and column 2, which is the single one we got here. So column 2, let's put a 0 there and hit the chain. That takes any padding away from top and bottom. But also we want it butted up against our other images there. So if we roll back up the top to sizing, we've got to use custom gutter width again, just like a row, although we're in a section. Again, I'm just going to drag that down to 1. Fantastic. Now that's very good, but I want this to stretch the full width of the screen like our film strip up here. And because they're not in a row, there's no obvious way of doing that. But it's really easy. In the section itself, go to section, go to design. We're going to roll down while we're in the sizing. We've got inner width right here and inner max width. Let's type 100%, 100 and a percent sign in there. Or you can just slide this slider up. It'll do the same thing. I'm going to copy that, Control C. I'm going to paste it in our inner max width below, or you can type it in. Fantastic. Our section is now full width and we've got a nice little 4:1 layout there. But we still got a bit of space top and bottom, the black bits there. Let's get rid of that. I'm sure you figured out how to do that already. We're going to close up our sizing, go into our spacing, and padding top. I'm going to put a 0 in there. Gets rid of that one. Padding bottom. Put a 0 in there. Fantastic. Great. Now it's up against our little 6-column film strip there. We can go through and change out our images. And you know how to do that. Simply go out in there. Dark tab for the module itself. We've already got our settings with the overlay taken care of and the lightbox link. Just need to change out the image. Get rid of the attribute if you don't want it to pop up when they hover over it, or change it to something that's relevant to you. Save your changes. And move on to the next one. Again, I'll pause and just do these. Okay. I just finished putting the last one in there. And we've got a single and 4. And like I say, if you're willing to put in the time, you can get some great little things going with specialty sections and using rows to put your little images in. Not going to be much good, like I said earlier on, for photographers, people that have got hundreds of images. You'll want to use a gallery plugin. But for little collages, you can make some wonderful stuff. Let's save draft now. And we'll exit the Visual Builder. We roll down. There's our original film strip. And here's a little specialty section we added underneath. Gives it a kind of magazine type effect there. And of course, they'll reduce down perfectly on tablet and mobile too. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget, if you have any questions, pop them down below the video. I'll do my best to answer them for you, or make a little demo video just like this one. So once again, This has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.